DJ here. I hope you had a great day on yesterday. Just want to start off by telling you thank you so much for sharing my videos. When you share the videos, you're actually inspiring and empowering somebody else. So today, I want to talk to you about a very kind of somewhat serious subject because I think, post pandemic and all of the things that have happened to all of us, sometimes you just have those days where you're like, I am done. So today I want to talk to you about what do you do when you are like, I am really at the end of my rope. This is it. And you know how you tell yourself, I can't take one more thing, like this is done, this is it. If one more thing happens, I'm going to pop off. If one more thing happens, I'm just going to give up. I'm not going to do it anymore. We always have that one more thing that we say if one more thing happens. So today I want to just talk to you for a few minutes about what do you do when you get to the very end of that rope, like that last fiber of the rope. What do you do? And today's coaching is going to be a spiritual coaching session. We're not going to be long. Remember, I told you it's always going to be 30 minutes or less. I don't think we've done any 30-minute videos yet, but just something to encourage you to get your day started. And so what I wanted to share with you is the story of Job. When you get a chance, just take a moment, flip through it, read through it. Very interesting book of the Bible. And in this story, Job is a man of wealth. Job has everything. He has cattle, he has land, he has a beautiful family, home. He has everything that anybody would want. And he was actually a servant of God. He served God, and with all of what he had, he still had a love and a yearning to be what God called him to be. And so, as the story goes in the Bible, and we know that Satan is always trying to pull us down, always trying to get us caught up in some mess, always trying to discourage us. And so he wanted to do the same thing to Job, but and I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying as well. He had to get God's permission in order to do anything to Job. And so what God said to Satan is that you can take anything you want from him, but the one thing you can't do is take his life. Because God said, I know at the end that my servant Job is still going to come back to me. He's still going to praise me. He's going to not even come back to him because, Job wasn't going anywhere. And God was so sure of that he told Satan, okay, you know what? Go ahead, because I promise you that Job is not going to turn his back on me. Well, as we continue to read through this story, we know that Job lost everything. His children, his home, his cattle, he lost everything. He was sick. And it got to the point that even his wife said, why don't you just curse God and die? Even his wife had enough. And Job got a little bit discouraged, as you would, and for any of us who have gone through things in our life, we're human. And so, of course, we get discouraged, we get angry, we get upset. We want to know where God is. Why are you allowing this to happen? But as the story goes, Job continued to pray. Job continued to trust God. Job continued, even when in the midst of losing everything, he still believed that God was going to be with him until the very end and that he was going to restore. He believed that. And so, as the story goes, Job endured. He went through the process. He went through the pain. He went through the humiliation. And when it was all said and done, God healed him. God restored everything that he had lost. As a matter of fact, he gave Job more than he had before. And so what I want to share with you today, and this is a quick spiritual coaching session, But what I want to do is encourage you today, and I want to try to change your thought process a little bit. What if some of the things that you're going through, God has said, I'm allowing you to go through those things because I know, number one, you're strong enough to go through it. Number two, I know that you are going to still praise me in the midst of your storm. And number three, I know that when you come out of this, you are going to testify and tell everybody about the goodness of the Lord. So what if you're going through a storm right now that's making you feel like you're just at the end of your rope? You can't take another thing. You are done. What if God has a plan that's so spectacular that you can't even imagine? What if He has some amazing doors that are about to open as soon as you finish going through your journey? What if those dreams and those plans that you've been working for, maybe that house you wanted, or that job you wanted, or that paper you're trying to write, what if God is allowing you to go through this process because He needs to groom you, He needs to grow you, He needs to prepare you for what's about to come? And what if He's allowing all of this to happen because He's sitting back saying, I know if I let her go through this, she's still going to serve me. I know if I let him go through this, he's going to be upset. He's going to get angry. He's going to get frustrated. But then he's going to circle back and he's going to remember that I will never leave him or her or forsake them, and that I'm going to walk them through this. So what if that's actually going on right now? And what happens if you get to the end of the rope and you tie a knot in it and you say, forget it? You will never know all of the great things that God is about to pour into your lap and pour into your life. Good thing Job didn't give up. Good thing Job endured until the end. And that's what this life is all about. We're going to go through some really crazy stuff. Some tumultuous times are going to come in our lives. And we have to be willing to say, come what may, I'm going to stand. I'm going to continue on in this journey. I'm going to hold on. I'm not going to let go. Sometimes you have to find people who you can confide in and who you can trust to let them know exactly what you're going through. Maybe they can pray with you, counsel you, talk with you, give you some calls, some texts, some words of encouragement. That's so important, to have like-minded people around you as you're going through the process. You don't need any negative people. You don't need anybody telling you, see, I told you this was going to happen. You need to continue on in your journey and stay as positive as you can. Because guess what? This too shall pass. Now, the one thing that I want to get you to look at as well is when you are going through the process, when you're going through the journey, when it seems like, this thing is just something that you're never going to get over, always think about those times in your life that were so hard and so rough and so tough, and you just thought that you would never, ever make it through. And when you look back, you remember, wow, I actually got through that. I actually got through it. I remember the time when I was going through my divorce and I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is taking forever. I'm never going to get through it. And then when the court date came, I was so nervous because all of a sudden I'm standing right there and here I sit 12 years later, and it's just like I remember all of the pain and the hurt and the sadness that I was going through. And here I sit 12 years later, and God has brought me through it. You could probably think about some things too that you've gone through, and in that moment you felt like, this is it. This is it, Lord. Where are you? I need your help. But when you look back now, you can actually see that he brought you through. And this is why I'm always encouraging you to make a gratitude journal, or whatever you want to call your journal, a blessing journal, a thank you journal, but a journal where you're writing down everything that you're going through, all of your requests. You're making them known to God. You're writing down what you need, what you hope to what your desires are. And then as those things come to pass, you highlight it and you put a date beside it, because every time you go back through your book, you're able to see those moments when you thought you would never ever make it through, and all of a sudden God blessed you. So I want to tell you today, don't tie a knot in that rope. Whatever you do, hold on, because it's going to be okay. And just like you've gone through many things before, you'll make it through this thing as well. So my name is Dr. Lady J. I thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you a blessed day. I wish you an amazing day. And please make sure you share this video to inspire somebody else. We never know what people are going through. And join me tomorrow as we do a life coaching session. And I want to tell you, I am so excited again for those of you who are sharing these videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. And today's spiritual coaching was about when I'm really at the end of the rope. But we're not going to put a note in it. I'm sorry, we're not going to put a knot in it. I said a note. We're not going to put a knot in it. We're just going to hold on. And we're going to wait, because again, this too is going to pass. And who knows what great things are awaiting you at the end. You guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.